Okay, next let me talk a little bit about some of the photos that you should be working with. Now I know the book has photos that you can download and use for the lessons in the book, but also you should start taking your own photos. Everybody pretty much has a digital camera today, and so you should be started gathering them for my examples that I'm going to show in this class. I kind of gathered them all into a folder. So you might want to go through some of your old photos so that you have some for assignments in the class. Because if you make assignments in the class that are of your photos, then they'll be a lot better. Good examples for the class would be portraits, maybe portraits that need some help, like this is a portrait. And you'll notice it kind of needs some help. It's a little hot on the one side and he's a little dark. So that would be a great example of how I can fix something in Photoshop. And I'm sure you've all taken photos that need help and that one needs help. So finding some of the ones that you have would be a good start to this class. Flowers are good. They work well for some of the effects that I'll talk about in the class. Landscapes are good. If you have pictures of landscapes that you could use for this class, they are a good example that you should find in your own collection. Here's a example. Actually, I'll be in this exact spot in about a day from now. Yes, I'm going here tomorrow. So this is a photo of I'm in South America right now, and this is a photo where I will be tomorrow. So nice landscapes like this would be a good example. Again, more landscapes. Again, these are great for color correcting. A lot of what I'll demonstrate would be how to fix this. Right now there's a blue haze over this whole image and there's not a lot of contrast, so we'll learn how to fix things like that. So find your own examples of those. Photos like this. Again, people would be good. Textures are really good, like close-ups of textures like this, because we're going to have some assignments where we're doing a lot of combining of photos, and we're going to talk a lot about textures like this. So close-ups of things like that. Again, there's some nice portraits. It would be good if you can have some close-ups, some with flashes. Even though this looks like a good photo, it really needs some help in Photoshop. So good examples like that. What other photos? Again, close-ups. The other thing you might want to do is you're going to actually have an assignment where you have to do what we call a panorama. Where it's a variety of photos that are stitched together. So if you look here, I was in Alaska a couple years ago, and I took a variety of, and you can see that I took one photo here, and then they overlap a little bit here. So when you take a panorama or you make a panorama, and I'll have a handout that talks about how to do this, but if you take them now, it'd be best. So basically what you want to do is when you take photos for a panorama, make sure your camera, try and get your camera so it doesn't adjust the exposure as you are taking the pictures. So maybe set it on manual. If you have a manual setting in your camera, you want to take it off auto and get it so it'll take a nice picture manually. And then just overlap them a little bit. You'll notice here, you'll see the tower right here from the electrical tower, and then you go over here and you'll see it's a little bit moved over. So I usually overlap about 10 to 20% when I'm taking a pano. So basically taking pictures, and you can see them as I go around. I kind of overlap them all, and then and there's a chapter in the book that explains how to do this, but I'm telling you now during the first week of class so that you might be going somewhere on a trip on the weekend or during the week, and you might want to take your panorama while you're there. So that's why I'm telling you now. But you end up with a nice sort of image that looks like this. See how it's a nice together image of a whole bunch of photos put together. So that would be something that you should start thinking about as you're going through the class. Let's see, anything else? I had a whole bunch of other samples. Close-ups. Again, textures like this kind of thing work well, and things like that. So people, I like people walking, and things like that. So gather a folder and put a bunch of folders together, files together, and that you can use for your assignments. Let me quickly show how to steal from the internet. I know stealing from the internet isn't the best thing, but let me just show you that so that you have an idea. If you're going to steal from the internet, usually I use the Google Images. and then I type in what I'm looking for. Let's say I want to use flowers for assignment. I can just go to Google Images, type in flowers. When I click on it, it'll give me a variety of flowers. When I click on the flower, like this one right here, it should open it up in a bigger image. Now I know you're using a Macintosh computer at this point, and well, this is not a very good image. Let me see here. Oh, this one looks kind of nice. So once I open it up inside of inside a browser, I am actually in the Firefox browser. I tend to use that most of the time, and I know I'm on a Macintosh computer. But the Windows is pretty much the same. I even right-click on my Macintosh computer. I right-click on it, and I'm going to save image as, and then find a place where you want to put it. I usually have a folder where I keep all my files, but for right now I'm just going to slap this one on the desktop, and it'll download it on your computer. So again, how you can steal pictures from the internet is you can just click on them. Make sure you click on them. You don't want to use the thumbnail, because if you just right click on it on the image here inside of Google, it'll think you want the thumbnail image. Okay, you want to right click and get to the full image, then right click on it, and that'll give you the full quality image of it. So try and use your own pictures for the class, but it is possible to steal if you need to for these assignments.